Good morning, students. Welcome back to my channel, Sanjeev Sharma English Tutorial. And today I have brought before you the first poem of 11th class, a photograph written by Shirley Dawson. I hope that you will all listen to me attentively. So please pay attention. Here I started. A photograph. Photograph is one of the best poems written by Shirley Tolson. Shirley Tolson, she was born on May 20, 1924 in Henley-on-Thames in England. Her father, Douglas Horsfall Dixon, he was also a writer. Shirley, she had completed her graduation BA Bachelor in Arts in 1953 from Brockenhurst College, and after that Shirley, she had served herself in different fields. First of all, she started working as an editor in different newspapers, and after that she started working as a reporter. Then she had served herself as a teacher even as well. Later on, she developed her curiosity and interest in the field of English literature, and she had written so many poems. And throughout her poems and throughout her creativities, she had earned a lot of name and fame. And that's why one of the best poems has been derived by CBSE board in the syllabus of 11th class. And here we started. A photograph. A photograph, simply, first of all, I want to throw light on its significance of the title. Simply photograph, whenever this word comes in the dictionary of your mind, the simple concept of a click, an image, it enters in the depth of your memory. Whenever we are capturing an image with the help of a camera, maybe in a mobile phone, maybe handycam, or maybe some other cameras. So whenever we are capturing the image, so it is called a photograph, right? Okay, so yes, definitely it relates to that. It relates to a photograph. This is the photograph of the poet's mother. First of all, let me clear. Shirley Tolson, she is a lady, and here we are supposed to write down poetess, but no problem if you write down poet in place of poetess, then no problem. Whether you can write down poet, whether you can write down poetess, so it's up to you. So the poetess or the poet's mother, Shirley Tolson, she had died, she is no more in the world. Once the poet, she makes herself sit in her drawing room and she starts staring the wall just opposite to her eyes. There was a picture in a cardboard, it was hanging on the wall. This was the picture of her mother some 20, 30 years before, during her younghood days, when she went to a sea beach on a Sunday on a holiday along with the two cousin girls. The two teenagers were there, boys and girls, please pay attention. The two teenagers, Dolly, 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 and the second one is Betty, Betty. Dolly and Betty, both of them, they were holding the hands of the poet's mother, and the three girls, including poet's mother, they were paddling on the sea beach. They were moving on the sea beach, and their uncle, he was having a camera, and with the help of that camera, he had captured that image which was hanging on the wall. In that image, they were making their posture, they were making their gestures, they were looking very happy. The poet, she lives in the world of imagination, so imagery is also there as a part of literary device. So the poetess mother, she had already died in the world, she is no more, and the poet, she recalls her past. She recalls the time is flying rapidly. The sea water who was touching the transient feet of her mother. Transient feet, I mean to say that the feet, those are supposed to be finished. In Hindi translation, Nashwar, man is mortal. If the man is died, automatically the all body parts, they stop working automatically. So the feet, they has been defined in the same way. These are transient feet. And the sea water, the poet, she has compared the seawater of present time to the seawater 30 years before. Little bit less change might have been taken place into the water, but the life of her mother has completely been changed. She was no more. She had lost her life, and just her picture was there as a part of her remembrance, and it was hanging just in front of her eyes on the wall. And she recalls her mother. She recalls her mother in her memories, how that she was having the silence in her surroundings, except her mother's smile in the snapshot, except her mother's happiness in the cardboard, except her mother's pleasure in the picture, she does not have anything. Both thrive with the labored ease of loss. I mean to say that both the poet and the poet's mother, they had to face their labored ease of loss, the profit and loss of their life which they had earned because of their painstaking efforts, and both of them they had lost it. In the same way, boys and girls, the poet's mother, she would be laughing in the imagination of the poet herself, and she would address the two girls, Dolly and Betty. She would address, just see Dolly and Betty, how they are looking. In the same way, the poet deeply she has conveyed a message to all of us. The man is mortal. Whatever the things we are having today itself, it would be demolished by tomorrow. Even the life which we are having, this is not ours. One day we have to leave this world. One day we have to go, and the man he leaves the world silently by leaving the silence behind him. In the same way, the poet's mother, she has lost the world by leaving all the things behind her. So many literary devices are there, metaphor, personification, and imagery as well. So here I'm having a book, boys and girls, and you would have to purchase the book. This is the book, that is the Hornbill, you would have to purchase. So I'm here to just going to read word to word, line to line. I hope that you would be opening your books in your hand and just pay attention towards me. The explanation of each line, each word I am going to tell with the word's meaning. Please pay attention. The poet says, "The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling." The poet, I told you once upon a time, the poet was sitting in her room and she was gazing on the wall. She was looking on the wall where the picture of her mother was hanging. And there she was highlighting the cardboard. The cardboard was the photo frame in which the picture was hanging. Then the poet Shirley Tolson, she says, just see the cardboard, how it was looking when the two girls, when the two teenagers, when the two cousin sisters, when the two girl cousins, Dolly and Betty, Dolly, Dolly, and Betty, Betty, both of them, along with her mother, they went to a sea beach and they were paddling. Paddling means they were moving. They were walking through their feet on the sea beach. The two girls' cousin, they went paddling on the sea beach. Boys, please pay attention. Some 20 or 30 years before, when that image was captured, at that time, the poet, along with the two girl cousins, she went to a sea beach, and three girls, including her mother, including poet's mother, they started paddling, they started moving on the sea beach. They went there to enjoy their holiday. Next line. Each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. And then the poet says that each one means the two girls were there. They were holding, they were holding the hands of my mother. And the third one, her mother, she was the big girl and she was some 12 years or so. At that time, she was at a very young age. She might be 12 years or 13 years old. And the three girls, they were moving, they were enjoying, they were paddling. All three stood still to smile through their hair. Means the three girls, all three girls, they were giving their postures. They were giving their, image, pose for getting their image captured. They are adjusting their hair in this way, and they just want to get their image captured because they had gone to the sea beach for their enjoyment. At the uncle with the camera. The uncle, their uncle, he was having a camera in his hand and he was asking to smile in front of the camera. And there, the three girls, they were smiling, they were giving their pause, and they were giving their reaction towards the camera. They were adjusting their hair, they were keeping the smile, they were changing their pose in this way, sometimes this way. They just wanted to look more and more beautiful. A sweet face, a beautiful face. My mother, she was very young at that time. She was looking very sweet, very beautiful, very pretty. That was before I was born, and this is the picture before my birth. When my mother, means when poet's mother, she was unmarried. The poetess, she was not born till that time, and this was the image of the old time. And the sea, which appears to have changed less. So, boys and girls, please pay attention as I have depicted that the man is mortal. Definitely, whatever your face expression is there in present time, after 5 years, some changes will occur. Then, after 10 years, some more changes will occur. Then, after 15 years, you will see drastic change you will find out in your face. Then, 20 years later, some more changes you will find out. And by the passage of time, and you know very well, man is mortal, and one day you would have to leave this world. But some natural things were there, natural things just like a river, sea, water, cascades, clouds, sun, moon, earth. These are natural objects. They seem to be changed very less. Similarly, the poetess, she has compared to the sea water at that time to the sea water to the present time. It has little bit changed. The sea water you can find out on any sea beach in the same manner, same as it is. Whatever the water's level was 20, 30 years before, the same level you may find out now. But my mother, she has completely been lost. The water is still there, the sea beach is still there, but my mother is no more. And that sea water washed their terribly transient feet. The poetess says that the sea water which has been changed very less, and it was washing, it was cleaning all the three girls, those were paddling their feet, their transient feet. Transient means mortal. Mortal means in Hindi translation, literal meaning Nashwar. The man who has come in the world will have to meet his end one day. It means transient. So the poetess wants to say that her mother, she was no more in the world. She has already left the place. She has already left the world. But her image, it makes me remind her past. I am recalling her past memories when she was merely 12 or 13 years old girl. And once she had paid a visit to the sea beach along with the two girls, and the uncle was capturing the image, and the sea water was touching the feet of my mother, and these feet are not available in the world because these are transient, these are mortal. That's why. So, next paragraph. Some 20, 30 years later, as I have told you, this was the incident of merely 20 and 30 years before, approximately 30 years before. And after 30 years, the poetess, she makes herself sit in her room and starts gazing, starts staring towards the cardboard, towards the picture of her mother. In the image, in the photograph, in the picture, she would laugh at the snapshot. Here in the imagination, here imagery is there in this line. In her imagination, the poet, she starts imagining her mother, that if she would be here and then she would tell me, just see Betty and Dolly, she would say, definitely she would have said. She would have said to me, just see the faces of Dolly and Betty, how they are laughing, how they are looking. And look how they dressed us for the beach, and see their lovely and pretty dress they had dressed on that day to pay a visit on the sea beach. She had dressed herself, the poet's mother, and the Dolly and Betty both, even as well. Three girls, they were well dressed because they really wanted to enjoy their holiday. If her mother would be there, definitely she would have interrupted. She was thinking in her mind, if my mother would be alive, agar meri maa zinda hoti, if my mother would be alive, definitely she would have said, see the face of Dolly and Betty, how pretty they are looking, how very well dressed these two girls. But now, unfortunately, she is no more. The sea holiday was her past. The poet says that the incident, the moment which she has enjoyed 20, 30 years before, the sea holiday on the sea beach, it was my mother's past. It was the poet's mother's past. But mine is her laughter. I don't have her past. But I have only one thing in present, that the laughter of my mother. She is laughing in the snapshot. She is laughing in the photograph. She is laughing in the cardboard. This is mine. Mine is not her past. Her past is not mine. Mine is the smiling of my mother. Mine is the happiness of my mother. Mine is the laughter of my mother. She is laughing here in the snapshot. Both try with the labored ease of loss. Both try, me and my mother. Rye means we are happy and we are sad with the labored ease of loss. Labored means painstakingly. Painstakingly means mehnat se. Ease of loss, that we have lost the things and we have found something. The profit and loss of the thing from both sides, from my side and from my mother's side, we have to bear with. I have lost my mother, but thank God I have her smiling. My mother, she has lost her lives, but maybe from heaven she might see me here, and throughout her snapshots she can stare towards me, and still she is looking young, and still she is laughing. Both we are right with the labored ease of loss. I mean to say that both of them, they are happy and they are sad because of the luxurious life, because of their labor. Due to their labor, they have earned their luxurious life, and both of them, they are happy and they are sad even as well as. वो खुश भी हैं और दुखी भी हैं, both try with labored ease of life. The third paragraph. Now she has been dead nearly as many years. Now the poetess, she says that some years before, many years before, my mother, she has been passed away. She has died. As that girl lived and saw these circumstances, there is nothing to say. As that girl lived, as that girl in the photograph, she lived over there for those years, for calculation of those years, my mother, she had died. And of these circumstances, and now in these circumstances which I am having here, there is nothing to say at all. Nothing is to be said here. I cannot find out my mother. I cannot find out her talk. I cannot find out her enjoyment. I cannot find out that she would participate with me, with her sharing her views and ideas. Nothing. Just only except one thing. I don't have anything. That is silence. It's silence, silences. Means the silence in that photograph, it spreads silences surround in my surroundings. It means the silence kills silence. Silence is there everywhere in my surrounding. The poet, she is sad, she is embarrassed, she is disappointed because her mother, she is no more in the world. So here, with a heavy word, with a heavy heart and mind, she has conveyed a beautiful message to the mankind. The man who has come in the world will have to meet his death one day. Definitely, the person has to leave this world one day, so that her mother, she has left this world by leaving her silence, smiling. Except her silence, smiling, the poetess, she doesn't have anything, and she has been lost in the world of her imagination, and she recalls her mother's past memories. Thousands of thoughts were coming in her mind. She would do this thing, she would do this thing, but nothing could be done in reality, because a lot of differences there are there between the world of imagination and the reality. In her imagination, the mother was alive, but in reality, she was dead. So this was the poem, a photograph written by Shirley Tolson. I hope the boys and girls, you might have enjoyed. So let me tell you some literary devices. Here the word was coming, stood still. One, two, three, four, five. In fifth line, here the first alphabet is coming in the repetition. Just like stood, S is coming two times. Stood and still. S is repeated. That's why it is alliteration. Alliteration in Hindi, Anupras Alankar, where the repetition of a single alphabet is coming again and again, more than one time. So it is called alliteration. And terribly transient. T word, again it is a alliteration. So some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot shots. See Belly and see Betty and Dolly. This is imagery. So it's silence, silences. The silence has been spread around the poet's environment. She can find out only the silence everywhere. So the boys and girls, I will send you the summary in written form. I hope that you will be writing the question answers and the summaries in your notepads. I hope that you might have enjoyed this poem. So wait for the next till the next video. I'll be coming with the next chapter. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.